Wrestling fans, thanks for clicking today's Reddit D. Rose report. There wasn't much news yesterday, so I'm on here today with a lot of news, so hang on. If you got the BlackBerry at home, WWE app is officially launched for it, and happy birthday former WWF and WCW World Champion Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, Cycles, whatever he is. And WWE Hall of Famer Barry Windham. They're both 53 years old. And on this day in 1988, the wrestling world lost the WWF and AWA Tag Team Champion, adorable Adrian Adonis, at the age of only 33 years old. And big news at TNA. Remember I was telling you that Sting, I think, will be in WWE later this year, first part of next year, somewhere like that, at the Hall of Fame, or even sooner. TNA is, like I said, had money trouble for a long time over there, so now they're doing some more cost cutting. And here's kind of what TNA has released several talent in the company due to cost cutting. And it's confirmed they have parted ways now with TNA former tag team champion Crimson. And the updated list of talent so far looks like this. Crimson been released: Sam Shaw, Christian York, Taylor Hendricks, Joey Ryan, and Madison Rain. So we'll see. There could be more coming. And regarding Undertaker's return, a match with Kane against the Shield at SummerSlam is not a definite right now, but last word is that Taker versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30 is planned if Lesnar and Brock, if Lesnar and The Rock doesn't materialize for that show. But it's also said The Rock could end up in main WrestleMania 30 storyline, though, possibly the McMahon family angle. So I don't know whether, well, there's more info here in a while. Hang on. And almost everyone within WWE says Daniel Bryan and John Cena is a lock for SummerSlam, and it won't be pulled like it was at Money in the Bank. There are forces behind the company pushing for that Bryan to win the title from Cena. And regarding now, try and follow it. Regarding head writer David Krietzman, he's been credited with the direction for this year's WWE SummerSlam pay-per-view. The main stuff booked was not his doing, though. The main direction this year is McMahon, with Triple H heading the proposed McMahon family heel turn angle. Krietzman isn't mapping out any ideas, but he's just interfacing with other divisions, I guess, that have kept keeping them up to speed on what they want to do. And Ed Klosky and Dave Kapoor have rounding up ideas from other writers. So it's a big deal to keep a soap opera going, I guess. And as far as top storylines, everything planned out for a month back is going exactly as scheduled for WrestleMania 30. Whatever changes being made for TV hits the air are not changes in the big picture for New Orleans anyway. And planned main angle, which will get bigger as SummerSlam approaches and explodes at some point after that for WrestleMania, is the current angle with the McMahon family. The main reason for this storyline is because McMahon's came up with it as a key angle for this year's WrestleMania. So there's going to be either fights within the McMahon family, or they're bull crapping everybody, and it's going to be a big heel turn. And everybody's going to hate him, except the bad guys. Regarding two divas hired for the WWE reality show that's coming out, Eva Marie and JoJo Offerman, word going around backstage is that they are very bad in the ring. Nice to look at, I guess, but And apparently people within WWE are talking that June 24th Raw was hurt partially due to Punk tweeting about how good the Blackhawks and NHL playoffs were. And June 24th rating was absolutely hurt by the NHL game, but the idea was due to Punk tweeting and turning wrestling fans into hockey fans. That's kind of far-fetched for that. I don't go for that. Punk ain't that strong to bring a wrestling show down. WWE's website has currently got an article up looking at 5 potential dream opponents for Rob Van Dam. They list John Cena, Daniel Bryan, Ryback, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, They also have a poll up asking if RVD will be a Paul Heyman guy when he returns. As of right now, 73% of the fans think RVD will make an impact on his own without Heyman. And the only one I would really rather like for him to wrestle would be Daniel Bryan, as far as wrestling. And regarding Bryant not being pushed over at this recent confrontation with Triple H backstage, some witnesses say that Vince McMahon was there, and others says he wasn't there. And apparently, Vince has given Triple H full control of management of talent. And when Triple H didn't have to punish, Bryant for his outburst, Vince didn't overrule him. He stepped back and let it go. Former WWE talent Tajiro, who was under contract early in 2012, was arrested June 20th in Japan on charges that he used his mobile phone to take photos of skirts, up the skirts of random women. That's the Jiro. He's down, well, he was down south, but apparently went back to Japan and had a camera. I've seen Japanese movies that, believe it or not, that's upskirt stuff, but I always thought it was playing fake. But I guess this was real. Oh well, let you know more on that later. And Chris Jericho, Curtis Axel, Ryder, Miz, Justin Roberts all visited legendary Ribera Steakhouse while in Tokyo, Japan. A traditional young that among wrestlers, I guess, go back a few decades visiting there. Davey Richards, Eddie Edwards will have their Ring of Honor contract expire on August 1st, and there's least interest from WWE in both of them. Word is Sean Waltman recommended the two to the WWE officials. Madison Rayne, who had her contract, I mentioned, she was let go, has been tweeting about how she will be back in the future, likely after she gives birth sometime. Regarding reports of talent being paid lately, apparently it's office workers also, and not just TNA wrestlers, kind of getting funny paychecks maybe. A source says it's wouldn't be surprised you greatly at some of the talent who are being paid lately. There's always people bitch about so-and-so gets paid more than I do. Shouldn't. TNA talent, Bruce Pritchard, has been making a play for for former WWE star MVP to come in. If it doesn't sign, he won't be able to be used. The MVP name, though, MVP would be just trying to pitch a reality show on prison life, and being in TNA could open the doors to Spike TV for the project, though. So he could be over there with a different alternative. And the best of WWE Madison Square Garden DVD is set to be released in stores August 7th. I think it'd be great. It's going to be showcases over 20 of the greatest matches and moments from Madison Square Garden, spanning generations. All right. TMZ reported the other day that the autopsy results on Matt Osborne, or Doink the Clown, or Matt Bourne, should be coming out in a few days after the homicide investigation was launched. A law enforcement source told TMZ that it appears that his death was accidental, but wouldn't say if police believe drugs were involved, and an investigation could be completed as early as next week. And TMZ picked up a story of Kane attended a barbecue for Ron Paul unmasked, and I'm gonna have it on my website in a while, a picture of him. And Kane is also pictured with old Vince Vaughn. With Vince Vaughn was a pretty good size, I guess. He looked about the same height as Kane. And Karma tweeted last week that she's about she was working on a new music project. She says, learning to read music for a new music project I'm working on. Kind of wish I'd paid more attention to those piano lessons when I was a kid. Let's see, what else we got here? Shawn Michaels and the McMillan River Adventure team are sending two lucky fans to WrestleMania 30, and I guess there's still some raffling going on tickets, whoever wins. And but I guess you could go on their rifle, the website HBK's logo on the side. I guess it sells for $199.95, but you got to purchase one of his Showstopper Gammo rifles, and then you're entered to win. So I don't know how that works. Check out his website. All right. Shawn Michaels was live tweeting during the season premiere of the McMill and River adventures. One fan mentioned that Shawn should get Vince McMahon on the show. Shawn replied, joking or not, he says he'd have to take a day off, highly unlikely. All right, earlier this week, Scott Hall, Sean Waltman, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H were all tweeting about doing a Click reunion sometime in the future. Dusty Rhodes, or Goldust, or Dustin Rhodes, Goldust, says he met with acting agents on Tuesday. That was nice of him. Apparently he had a meeting with them. All right. Yesterday, happy birthday to NWA Tag Team Champion Johnny Swinger, 38. That's just about it. Ricardo Rodriguez, who was suspended for 30 days for violating the wellness policy, tweeted, he says, silly internet and ignorance it bestows. He says, I have 30 days to get back to my charities that I have been with for years, helping the homeless and less fortunate. More important, love yourself. That's all he had to say, but he was out of a job for 30 days. Hopeless. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.